So, good evening, everyone. How many of you have connected? How many of you have connected? Okay, so just a second, I'll check the stream. If say 10 to 12 students are connected, then we'll start. Good evening, everyone. So, today uh, we will cover up exception handling in object-oriented programming. So, all of you can visit this particular link from Geeks for Geeks. Basically, it is also there in your PDF, but actually it is having some missing pages. Okay, so you all of you, what you can do is you can go to that particular website. Actually, concept is same. Actually, I discovered it 2-3 days back only that this PDF is having some missing pages. I searched for this PDF, but this Balagurusmi PDF for C++ by, but I did not get any further. I mean any PDF which is having all the pages. So if you are having hard copies, you can see that what is written over there. Basically, the concept is same only. There is nothing new here. Whatever is there in that particular website, so same contents are given in your PDF also. So we will move to that website. All of you can just go there. So have you all opened that website? Okay, then let us start. So what basically is exception? Okay, what is an exception? They have defined it here explicitly. Exception are runtime anomalies or abnormal conditions that a program encounters during its execution. Okay, so what is this anomaly? A runtime anomaly. So sometimes there might be situation like if you are going for a divide operation. So ideally you know that you cannot divide by 0. So during runtime, if the user say accidentally gives 0, there are chances that your program won't get executed or it will give you some abnormal results. So for small programs it is not a big issue, but for say sophisticated programs where say some thousand lines of codes are written, there such sort of exception can actually result in the failure of the system. So it is very essential that we have got some form of exception handling. Even say you might take up an example. Say you are trying to connect to internet. Say you have designed a software which requires internet access, but your software is working fine, But if say internet access is only not available, then what will happen? Your software won't be able to perform that efficiently, or say it will get stuck up somewhere or something of that sort. I think all of you have seen such kind of examples. You can relate it with an exception. Okay, so it is very essential that your programs have got this form of I mean a mechanism to handle such form of exception. Okay, and it is for this reason it is known as exception. Why? Because it has got nothing to do with the logic of the program. It is something which is exclusive of the program. Okay, so is the stream buffering too much? So sometimes if it buffers, it is okay. A little bit of buffering, I think. I hope all of you are accustomed by now. But basically, uh, okay, let us continue. So, exception is a runtime anomaly, okay, or some abnormal conditions that a program might encounter during its execution. So, there are two types of exceptions that they have given. One is synchronous, other is your asynchronous. So asynchronous they have classified as which are beyond the program's control, example disk failure, etc. Okay, so C++ provides following specialized keywords for this purpose. So in C++ you have got three keywords basically. Okay, try, catch and throw. Okay, so what does this represent actually, or how you are going to implement it? Say basically what you need to do is, if a particular section of code, okay, if you think, okay, that there are chances it might result in an exception, so you are going to place that particular block of code within this try state, or within this try block. Okay, so this, within the try block you are going to place those statements. Okay, so in this try block you are basically going to place those segment of code which is likely to generate some form of exception. Okay, now next is what? Next is your throw. Throw means it is a statement, or you can say a keyword, which will basically throw the exception. So if an exception occurs, it is going to, forward that exception. Okay, so used to throw an exception also used to list the exception that a function throws but doesn't handle itself. Okay, it is only used to throw the exception. So we'll see an example. I hope it will be clear by then, but just try to remember it. Next, and the final important thing is your catch. So catch block again represents a block of code that is executed when a particular exception is thrown. So whenever you get an exception, so whatever is given inside this catch block, that will get executed. So you have to remember try, throw and then catch. Okay, so try means what? The portion of the code which is likely to generate an exception, so you have to place this inside the try block. Then what? You have to throw the exception. So if at all an exception occurs, you have to throw it. Okay, after this, once you have thrown it, next you have got what? Catch statements. So catch statements will catch the exception and will take appropriate, or will execute a particular set of code on getting the exception. Okay, I think all of you should play it with say 144p or 240 pixel quality. Then I think it won't get buffered, because right now what I can see from my this terminal is today actually there is 0% frame drop. So there is almost no I mean drop in the frames, and also stream quality is also showing in green. So see, you can't see anything, it's fine, but you can actually, I have given the link, you can browse that and try to relate with what I am saying. Basically the audio is more important, right? So actually this is only a PDF that I have given. Actually we are continuing from the website itself. Actually today I am not seeing any such sort of say bad frames or this kind of things. It is showing healthy frame, as well as everything is in green today, and also 0% drop in frames. See, you have to adjust yourself to this sort of scenarios, right? Okay, so okay, one thing I will do, I'll try to place the browser over here. It might be, see, network issue where it happens, actually it is very difficult to trace. Okay, if it was from my end, I could have verified it, but today I am seeing that the stream quality and everything is very fine. Actually, today there is almost 0% drop in frame. So I can say that my network today is very good, or my connection strength is very good today. Even the streaming, it is always in green. If you have ever used OBS Studio, you will see that there is a color, status color showing the quality of the stream. So today my one is in green, so almost zero drop in frames, and also it is connecting properly. So you can uh, try to say view it in 144 pixel. So I hope at least by then you can see the audio, and whatever is their materials I have already shared. Okay, so just open the material and just try to relate it with that whatever I am saying. So at least it will be easier for you guys to follow. Okay, so just go to the next section, which is why exception handling. Okay, in that web page. So following are the main advantages of exception handling over traditional error handling. Okay, separation of error handling code from normal code. Okay, so in traditional error handling codes there are always if else condition to handle errors. Okay, so you might also have written such kind of if else blocks to handle any abnormal situation, or say any abnormal input to your program. Okay, but it is sometimes difficult to manage such form of statements or such forms of say if else blocks. So these conditions and the codes to handle errors get mixed up with normal flow. So what the designers of C++ used, they use these explicit exception handling mechanisms so that it is easier to debug, and also it is readable and maintainable. So basically what they have done is they have separated the error handling code from the normal code. Okay, so that you have got more flexibility while programming, and also your code is more understandable. Okay, next, if you see, you have got functions oblique methods can handle any exceptions they choose. A function can throw many exceptions but may choose to handle some of them. The other exceptions which are thrown but not caught can be handled by caller. If the caller chooses not to catch them, then the exceptions are handled by caller of the caller. Yes, basically you are going to handle any sort of errors. Okay, means you can handle program, means any exception or error which is resulting from user input. Okay, say if you for example, let us say that you are going to perform this division operation. Okay, so a divided by b. Now b can never be 0. Okay, but you cannot guarantee that the user will never give 0. You cannot guarantee this, right? So what you do is you put an exception handling mechanism or error handling mechanism there, so that if the user anyhow gives you 0, it is handled properly. Okay, so you can handle both of them. So here, what second point what they're telling is the caller of this function. So it is basically what they're trying to mean here is any function or method, whatever you want to name it, can handle any exception they choose. Okay, means either it can handle the exception by itself, or it can forward it to its caller function, means the one which is invoking that particular function. Okay, so this flexibility is also, or you will get this flexibility if you are using this error try catch or error handling mechanism. Next, what grouping of error types. Okay, so in C++, both basic types and objects can be thrown as exception. We can create a hierarchy of exception objects, group exceptions in namespace or classes, categorize them according to types. So you see that it gives you a lot of flexibility, means you can throw any sort of exception, like it might be your basic data type like an int, float, char, or you can also throw an object. Say if you are going for a database connection, I don't know how many of you have done this database programming, but whenever you try to connect with this SQL server, you basically create up a connection. Okay, so this SQL server in turn returns some objects. If you are going for Java program, so based on the type of programming language that you are using, it will return you appropriate data types. It might be objects, it might be any other form of data types. So basically you see that you can handle any sort of data types. Okay, and you can also group them, like whatever is related to connection, you can group it as a single uh, I mean entity. Whatever is related to data handling, you can relate it to something, say other group. So such form of grouping is possible with this form of exception handling. So next, if you see, we will see this particular basic simple expression that they have given, simple program. So what this program is basically trying to do, you just try to follow it. So using a hash include iostream, this is fine. Using namespace std, it is fine. Int main, so x is equal to 1. So they have not defined any class here, they are working with basic data types. Okay, int x is equal to 1, cout before try, so this will basically print out a statement which is before try. Next, try cout inside try, so this is again a statement. If x is less than 0, throw x. Okay, cout after throw never execute. So here you can also like write uh, exception thrown. So what they're meaning here is, if x is less than 0, you throw something else also. Throwing means just forwarding that particular data type. Okay, you will just forward it and it will be caught by this catch block. Okay, so now you have thrown it. Why this will throw? Because x is equal to -1. Now if x was +1, means x is greater than 0, at that time it wouldn't have thrown this x, means error has not occurred. What they're trying to specify here is, if such sort of input comes up which is, say, not relating to my, say, normal input which I desire from the user, so it will throw that particular thing. So this is only a simple demo program which they have tried, what they are trying to depict here. So what happens is, they are throwing this particular value. Okay, so if the exception, one important thing which you have to remember is, if the exception does, or that abnormal condition does not happen, at that time this try. So here, as because you have already stated that x is equal to -1, So it has met the condition, so it will throw it. So here if you see, what you have done is you have placed the block which is likely to generate the closely try is encapsulated within braces. So you have to remember this brackets, curly brackets, to specify the blocks. Okay, next comes catch. So you have exception. Okay, and or it and then bring it. So this is only a basic demo program just to show how you are going to implement the try catch. So is the link buffering too much? So I think okay, wait, let me just check once. What are you guys saying? No, I think okay, then if the link is not working properly, then we will continue tomorrow morning. Please answer. Should I continue? Okay, then let us continue. So I hope all of you have seen this example which is given in that web page. Okay, so just follow that example. It is only a demo program just to show you how to implement this try catch mechanism. Okay, or this error handling mechanism. So here try statements you have given. So this has to be in, or you have to give the statements which are likely to generate exception within this try block. Then what you have to define the catch block, and inside the inside the try block you have to throw the exception. Okay, so here you have thrown it, throw x, then catch int x. So this is your, you are catching the exception. So this is a simple program. Okay, so move to the next example. So what does it specify? There is a special catch block called catch all. So catch, within bracket you have to give three dots. Okay, so this is the default catch statement. So it is sometimes also known as default catch statement. So here if you see, you have specified a parameter in the previous example, catch intx. Okay, so you can also specify catch float x, catch car x, or car star x, whatever you want. Okay, but if say you want to create a generalized, I mean catch block which will catch all types of exceptions, you can give this catch followed by three periods. Okay, inside the parenthesis. So this will be your generalized catch block. So if you see the example, what they have given is throw, try, throw 10. So they are directly throwing up a value. Next, catch car star exp. So they are here also, they are directly throwing the exception. Okay, next what they have done here, catch followed by here this default arguments. So no matter what type of exception you are throwing, this will be caught by this default catch mechanism that you have placed here. Okay, so moving to the next type, if you see here, so what does it specify? Implicit type conversion does not happen for primitives. For example, if the following program A is not implicitly converted uh, to int. So if you see here throw A, so you are actually trying to throw a character. Okay, so here there is no such form of implicit conversion which was happening in your C. If you are giving a particular character, it was printing or taking a its ASCII value, but this does not happen here. Whatever type of exception you are throwing, so only that thing can be caught. So here A is not being caught as int, it will be caught in the default exception. So although the example is not that perfect, but to an extent we can understand that it is, say, trying to convey this message only. So if an exception is thrown and not caught anywhere, the program terminates abnormally. Okay, so if you are, say, throwing an exception but it is not being caught by any, or if there is no mechanism to catch that particular exception, so it will result in an error. So if you see the example which they have given here, they have thrown a exception which is of type car character, but they are catching an integer exception. So this will create an error. Okay, so a derived class exception should be caught before a base class exception. So this is given, you can see here. So standard exception classes are also there. Okay, now we'll move to an example. Try to see an example. So if you see this particular example, so if you see this particular example in 7, what they have given here, they are actually throwing the exception from a function. Okay, so if you are facing this sort of problem, then it's better we'll take this thing up in the next tomorrow morning. Okay, then we'll end the stream here. See, if this happens repeatedly, actually it disturbs the flow. Okay, so it's better we'll take this thing up tomorrow. 9 to 9:30, whatever time is. Okay, thank you for listening.